Alright, just gonna throw this in here. Probably gonna throw, I don't know, just something random in the background. This is more so me just complaining because of life and why the heck not. And to be honest, I'm just gonna throw it out here because I don't know what else to do at this point. Which, obviously, is not a good time for me, but it is what it is. So, obviously, as you would know, I don't like doing, again, these life type of videos and things like that, so I'll try to keep it brief. Basically, it is sad that you can't necessarily find any work of what you actually wouldn't mind doing, or something that is at least, like, manageable when it comes down to it. And the only things that you can find, really, at least in my area, is like cashier jobs, and really, like, that's basically kind of it. Anything else is literally like high level stuff. Anything that's not necessarily a surefire guarantee you'll get that work, or basically things that is like, you know, things that you probably could do, but they're also looking for certain types of experience and requirements and things like that, right? And most of the things is easily just like, oh, you need to just straight up be in a place where you know you have like a degree or something like that, which I don't necessarily have. And it's a terrible time for me. So honestly, there's only not really much I can really do in my own area. There's only one thing that I did sign up for, which is close, pays about $15 an hour. Granted, it's a hard job to kind of get into, at least from what I've heard, and it's not necessarily a surefire thing, but it is a manageable thing that is an actual store. So I'm hoping that if I have to do any sort of work, let that be the one. And it's close by to the home I live. That's not a bad call. But when it comes down to it, though, the only other job, and mostly what my family has been trying to push me towards, which is a terrible idea, is one that is completely out the way. Got to drive like a few miles to get to one part of the city to another part of the city. And essentially, by the time we get done with all of that, essentially, like if I were to work that place, it's not necessarily a good idea. Because one, obviously, I'm just basically going there, two trips back and forth. Two trips back and forth is going to be basically just gas going into the tank that really shouldn't be, right? Gas is still pretty high. Let's just be real. And it's not necessarily a good thing to just chuck in gas every two trips. And that's not necessarily anything good. I can make it on time. That's not going to be a problem. The problem is I don't feel like going all the way out there all the way back and forth. That's a lot, and that's kind of a waste of money to do so. So that's number one. And number two, I have no clue what I'm getting paid for when it comes down to that work entirely. If or when I do end up potentially working there. Because I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know at all about what the pay is going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be bi-weekly or weekly. I have zero clue. And most likely, because it's in a low income region, most likely it's going to be like a 11, 10, maybe 12. I'll be surprised if $12. But like basically like a low paying job, which most jobs are low paying as hell, which doesn't really surprise me. I'm not asking for a momentous, is that even a word? A momentous amount of money, but I am asking for at least something to survive on, to not necessarily be something terrible. And 9 times out of 10, with a job that's having, broken up parking lot and terrible concrete work, and the store don't even look that good itself, 9 times out of 10, it's you're not getting paid much there, buddy. So that's just not good. Overall, it's just a terrible time to be me. That's really all I can say. It's just a terrible time to be me. And again, it's one of those crack floor. It is again one of those situations where it's like, I know what I would love to do. I know the objective of where to go. I see the horizon of everything, but ultimately it's just not clicking. It just doesn't work for me for whatever reason. Honestly, it's just a bit weird, right? It just genuinely is weird. And I don't really know what I can do to make a way out of this situation at all. It's just very weird. And what's really kicking my ass the most is that this book has like a gang of different bills that obviously needs to be taken care of. That doesn't make a lot of sense of why it's so damn expensive. And just to again go over through some of the things, light bills like 320, You have like life insurance things that's trying to come through for whatever reason, and I don't know how much that costs, but it's a few. But it's like a few, maybe like 100 or 200 or so in that area. Then you have the house mortgage that's like a monthly payment thing, which is very dumb. Which obviously working at whatever job I get is not going to be enough to cover that for a month. You know that, and that's just how it is. Then you have like car insurance stuff or like tax stuff or whatever that's also kicking my ass this month as well that we have to deal with. So overall, if we wanted to be real, I am basically looking over at like, I don't know, a good 1,200,000, like $1,200, not 12,000, $1,200 at max, maybe, to kind of figure all this stuff out. And I know damn well I don't know where the hell that's coming from. I already seen a lot of people also have, try to give out what they could towards me, and I am appreciative of it. Just straight up, I really am. And that was also the floor again. I am appreciative over it. I don't want to sit here. Ugh, I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh, I'm just taking this, not necessarily saying anything, and just kind of being on my way. No, for sure, I am 100% appreciative of anybody and everybody that does straight up help out in whatever regard and whatever way they possibly do and all that sort of stuff. I truly do. If there was a way to give back, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it immediately if I honestly could. Even if it was something simple as like things of a drawing or whatever, I would definitely bust ass trying to do that. I think you guys pretty much of all people would understand how fast and how much I would bust ass to basically help you guys in whatever way I could when it comes down to it, or at least show my appreciation towards you when it comes down to it. It's just I don't have that sort of effort, or at least not effort, but I don't have that sort of like way of doing so, which has been the story of my life, high key. Because honestly, again, I see what I want to do, I know what I want to do, but for whatever reason, it's like life or fate or whatever is just saying, no, you can't go that way for some reason. And I am compelled to ask why and how and what is the reason for this stoppage here. And it's just so confusing and frustrating all at the same time. And I know I can't necessarily just, continue to kind of just sit here and, continue just to keep asking when it comes down to it, because at least in the Discord, I seen, some of the places or things that you guys do for work and stuff like that. And I know it's equally hard on you, and I know you don't want to necessarily just hand over a whole paycheck to some random ass dude on the internet that you possibly don't even know. It's just a frustrating time, right? And again, like I said before, if I could actually, like, again, do something for everybody, then I would. I would absolutely do that without any hesitation because, again, and I'll be real, if it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't necessarily have really been going on for so long when it comes down to the support and help that this channel has provided. It's just, again, very annoying that I can't pay that shit back in a way, and that's just how it is. And I also hate that I'm doing this type of video again so soon, right after the one we just did, like a week or two ago, or whatever. It's so bad. It's just such a bad time. It genuinely is. But it is the current situation of what we're dealing with here. And at the same time, I have something else planned I want to talk about too today, which is still going to be uploaded. But at the same time, I just felt like saying something, but then again, it's like, what else can be said and what else can be done? I don't know. If there was, again, any other way I could figure it out, I would love to. Trying to find sponsorships is not an easy thing. No one really gives two shits about you when you're just somebody at 5K, which is terrible, but it is what it is, and that's just how a lot of these people that runs these, really big corporations, or I guess like these companies or businesses, they just don't really pay too much attention to you, which is crazy and weird and a bit frustrating because people that is lower in numbers, oftentimes, streaming wise, they do get their sponsorships and stuff like that as well, which is like, how the hell do I get that? And no one really is able to tell me on any level how the hell that's possible. I'm kind of confused here. And that's just how it is on that too, right? If I could find sponsorships, I would. I don't know how to get those, and no one has told me any secret sauce. And if there is a secret sauce to it, it's either because I can't stream, and that's just really how it is, or they just aren't really there to kind of find a way to do so, right? I reached out to people before, just not really much came back from it. I tried promoting, art commissions at times, and while the prices back then were definitely weird and obviously very high, there was a reason for that, obviously because of just how life been, but also at the same time, talking with other people in the community, again, crack floor, that is literally, seeing how the commission stuff has been done and whatever, and we talked about that. I've also decided to change the prices to be way lower than what they ever was before. And obviously, if you want to go buy a commission from me, then please do hit me up on, Twitter and I guess Discord if you have a Discord, I guess. So, like, this is my Discord. Go hit me up, I suppose. But when it comes down to it, though, that is just how it is. And really, not much has happened with that, right? And even beforehand, it wasn't much that came through with that, and that's just also another thing that's been exceedingly annoying. Just know, really any and all routes I have tried and have gone through and try to do to really try to make it something of a change kind of happen, it just hasn't been working. It's been a challenging, really stupid, and really tough road that we've been through on this channel, and just for me personally. And it's just so bad. It's just not necessarily a good time, and I don't like any of this. I've already said too in the Discord as well, and I probably said that in the previous video too, that I was like, I don't want to go, work with my father again because obviously health reasons and the type of work he does is the same thing that kind of, put his father basically at his final rest. And my father is basically in that same somewhat sort of position. And then if we were to continue the loop, then that means at some point in time in the future, my ass is gonna be on on a damn, table and be done with. And that's something again I don't want to necessarily just go out and dip on into, right? So again, I don't know what kind of really to do. I don't really know what to do. The only real deal hope I have is if that one other job that I apply for might talk to me or come back in some shape or form. But knowing how job hunting is these days and how a lot of these companies don't want to hire people, it's a giant who the hell knows. It's a huge who the hell knows. And I couldn't begin to tell you how this is going to work out. There's no way in general at all. So to be absolutely honest, I'm kind of cooked in 5 different areas more than I ever thought I would be. And I don't really know what to do. All I can really do now at this point is really just straight up pray. It's just pray that either A, the channel blows up in a way I've never seen before in some random timing, like right now, or just straight up, like, I don't know, some crazy lurker just comes through, sees this video, and essentially just be like, oh shit, he needs help, I got you. And in some way, just throw out the most insane amount of dollars my way, essentially, and not necessarily know how the hell to pay that shit back. Honestly, that's just like the only two routes at this point because I don't know what else to really do. I don't know what else to really do, and it's really bugging and irking the life out of me. And I hate that that I feel like I feel the need to make videos like these and just kind of complain to a brick wall because that's what I basically kind of feel like at times. Again, to anybody that has sent anything, I do appreciate you for sure. I obviously do. It's just obviously a frustrating time when people definitely still not necessarily giving you a clear option of where you can actually go. Essentially, it's just, you know, right now, currently, it's just not enough, and there needs to be something else more to it. Because it's just not a good time. Honestly, it's just really not. In reality, we shouldn't even be discussing this sort of thing, because honestly, at the end of the day, it just sucks. It's just annoying when, that's basically what this guy just talking about for a video. That's it. He's broke and he doesn't have money. He's a brokey. That's what he is. He can't work or he can't keep a job to save his life or anything like that, or find something to do when it comes down to it and find his own way. Yeah, it's annoying. I don't like doing this. I don't like really being a part of asking like this. But ultimately, it would be weirder or dumber not to ask, especially when you do really need that help as well. So ultimately, that's just how the position I am in currently right now. That's just where we at when it comes down to it. So I don't want to make this too long. Just again, if you do have anything, whoever you are or whatever you are or whatever you do, if you do have any sort of way to make this situation, a bit better for me, and if you can, do anything, if you very much voluntarily want to, please do send through the Ko-Fi, because that is easily one of the one of the ways that would be absolutely helpful, either through the Ko-Fi or through the Cash App itself, which Cash App would be more direct to me, but still, it is what it is when it comes down to it. Whatever way, if you can, or if you have that just somewhere lying around to make my situation less shit, that would be excellent. That would be so damn good, to a point I don't even know what I could possibly say to thank you if that were to be the case. But to be absolutely honest, again, just those links is definitely going to be the top of the description and the top of the comments. Just whatever way, if you can, it'll be the most helpful thing ever. And again, I wouldn't even know what to say or what to do, but definitely a appreciation and a thank you would be in order, if that's what you want, if that's what you would like, or whatever the hell, just whatever. It is what it is when it comes down to it. Just again, throwing it out there. But yeah, that's really what I want to say quickly. This is not the last video for today. There is going to be one more, mainly Genshin related, possibly talking about Natlan and, reviewing of it, since Nacry is literally next week or this week coming up. And just, yeah, kind of want to just yap about that. So at least this whole day doesn't end up being just, oh, here you go again with the life problems and all this sort of stuff, because that shouldn't be the content you should watch. That shouldn't be this shouldn't really be your problem either. But if you can help, then I would very much appreciate it. And you don't, again, seriously don't know how much that means to me when, again, people come through and help. I just wish I didn't have to rely on this method all the time. But that's literally all I got to say for this one. So again, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Ko-Fi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, this is Boy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.